We were so honored and privileged to have Terry Sanders, a local Branson personality, come on. It was so much to talk about that we had to break it up into 3 parts. Here's part 2, where we get ready to talk about improv, what Terry would love to see in Branson, COVID, and a number of other things. Hang on, check this out.
And especially in my business, the comedy thing, and it has evolved, it has changed. We're in an atmosphere where it's 50-50.
Yes.
If you say one thing about this, then the other 50%, they're mad at you.
Yep.
So
Can't please everybody.
You can't.
Yeah.
And
we there's people that almost seem like they're looking to be offended.
Oh, they are. There are people out there. And
That's no fun.
I know, but even social people, like, because they'll be filming things and you go, you can't do that. So then they have the right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Well, even like what we used to do on the train. We used to basically be encouraged to be obnoxious.
Right.
Not anymore.
No.
Not quite.
No, it's tamed down, and a lot of what we did, are big no-nos now because people get mad.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Still fun time, just probably a lot different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to adapt and change and kind of go, okay. And sometimes in my mind I say things. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Inner monologue.
Several years ago, there was a guy down in Echo Hollow. They had a special show, and so they had him down there doing some pre-show entertainment. And, it was so interesting because he's talking to a couple, and it was at a political time that things were really heated, if you will.
Yep.
And whenever you hear what I'm going to say, you're going to go, aha, I see where. But it was so well handled, and yet even the city said, don't ever do that again. And he goes, oh my gosh, and he was having a good time talking to the couple. Okay, great. Well, I am so. Well, what is your name? Bill, nice to be here. Bill, where are you guys from? Tucumcari, New Mexico. Good to have you guys. That's a long way there. And right here, this lovely woman beside. What's your name? Monica. Yeah. Bill and Monica, you've been in the news lately.
Oh, no.
That's all he said. Nothing else.
That's it. Just this. We're like,
There's a lot of Bill and Monica's out there.
Yes.
Have we not had that political situation? And that's, because you could have really delved into that and really gone where you shouldn't go, especially at a family theme park.
Yeah.
I get that. We've got to be cautious.
I know.
And names, don't you ever say that.
even as well as it went.
Yeah, yes. And
it's
set
like-
up, it was innocent, wasn't like pre-planned. Okay, let's get him. We're going to.
That's.
Go figure.
Go figure.
I think that was the perfect way to handle it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How funny, because it's about timing and stuff.
Yeah.
And because some people in the audience got it.
Yeah.
Those who didn't, doesn't matter. It's what I call a
We'll move on.
And it's such a setup. To leave it there and not.
No.
Oh.
You never know with improv.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
And that's what's really tricky about improv,
Yeah.
because how far can I go and what can we do? Yeah. Did we overstep the Yeah, but some people, they say, no bars hold. Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And if it goes, great. If we bomb, hey, we bomb.
True.
Yep.
Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
So,
sorry,
Go
that
ahead.
actually led me to a question.
yes.
If when it comes to your questions, when it comes to your performances, do you? It probably depends on the day, but do you generally like comedy or like an improv or performing as a character better?
I and I try to make it, depends on where I'm at, 50-50.
Yeah.
Now, in like CJ's show, pretty much all the same, but I will throw out constant new one-liners, something new, some twist, or something that happened in the audience.
Test it out.
Oh, exactly, right. And do that, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
But like at Silver Dollar City, it is free reign to do whatever.
Yes.
Because no two situations should be the same.
Yeah.
I've got stock lines, one-liners, but I don't do the same line to you, and the same line to you.
Yep.
So because people hear, I try to be as different as I can to each one, and just that keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Comedian way before you were born. You're awfully young because I'm old. Paul Lynde.
oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Hollywood Squares.
Exactly right.
Yes.
And then he was known also for Uncle Arthur.
Yep.
He's having appearances in any show.
The voice of the rat in Charlotte's Web.
Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, here we go. I'm back.
Okay, there you go.
Now you're with us. I love this.
Here I am.
And so I used him for a role model because I thought what he did was spontaneous. It was off the cuff. Some of it was, but also he was a very insecure man. He had a lot of writers do that. but he was such an amazing comedic actor. He pulled it off like that just got
Yeah.
the top of his head. How did he do that? But I didn't know that. I thought I have to be as good as him, which makes you work harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I really love the fact that you got to work harder, and this is how you get better. It's incredible. So,
I know for us on the train, we did a lot of improv, but for us, almost all of our improv was basically built off of script.
right.
We had the script as the base, and then we knew where we could launch and go. Is that basically true for you, or do you just sometimes just totally end up out there?
Yes, all the above.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a script, but let's have some fun. Let's see where we can do it. And I've had in my 46 years in Branson as a comedian. Thank you, darling.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I've had some really great straight men and some that they were never meant to be a straight man. You kind of got to go with the flow.
Yeah.
Just gotta roll with it.
I need that check. I need that check if it clears.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, and
Twice.
a lot of people don't realize that some of the best comedy, you've got to have the straight man.
Oh,
Because you got to have somebody to play off of.
well, yes. You can do solo stuff, but whenever you have someone to feed you those lines and you can milk it, you play with that, it's just amazing. Cliff Brasher probably was the best straight man I ever had in all of these years in Branson. He had this infectious laugh, and I had to also help him along the way because when I first got to work for them, they didn't really have a comedian before. They had a guy there, but he kind of did a solo thing.
Yep.
Yeah. And so whenever they hired me, I said I would write scripts. I tried to personalize it. Now I'm going to be playing this character, Grandma Beulah. Well, my grandma's name's not Beulah.
Okay, backing up.
Here it is now. Okay, now you do. This is one you know about. Okay, well,
Yeah.
And so you had to kind of teach him. But once he caught on to what we were doing, and then again that laugh, and he was so consistent. Every night people would come up and say, "Oh my gosh, you really got Cliff this time." He was laughing. I mean, that's a real laugh. And we'd go, "Yes, yes, yes."
Yep, we got him good.
Sure did.
And that's what it was. But there were times where, and I love it, when I could go off the beaten path and throw something new, and he would really be in tears. And it was
Really
good
catch him
tears.
off guard.
Yeah.
Exactly
Happy
right.
tears.
Happy tears, thank you. Yeah. And that's the joy of what we get to do, but we have the opportunity. Everyone out there, you guys have the opportunity every day to make a day great. Now, it's all your attitude. I wake up, and the first words out of my mouth truly are, "Thank you, Lord." Because I woke up. I get to go to these places. This is by design. This is where I want to be. But by golly, like I told you earlier, I want to be good. I want to be the best. What I do, I want to keep getting better, Because I also look at myself and I dissect myself a lot. I handled this situation wrong. I said the wrong thing to the wrong person, and I was wrong. I should have read them better, to say, "Oh, let me do this," as opposed to making some little
Yep.
jab first. Always find your client, see how far you can go, and go, okay, if you see a kid and he's doing this, don't mess around going, "Where's the bathroom?"
Yeah, it's there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Run,
Over
run,
there.
run. Yeah. And then you can finish that with, wash your hands,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I do
With
love
soap.
that, though. With soap. Antibacterial. Yeah, learn how and when, like women, when they come up, "Where's the restroom?" Right over there, fourth row on the left. Tell them I sent you, they'll give you a good seat. They love it.
Front row.
Yeah, well, they because girls got to sit down, the guys got to stand. Oh, you're funny. But that's it, just, make it concise, precise, and good and funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works. At least works for me.
Yeah. I like how I feel like the way that you approach each day in general is something similar that I think about, especially not just because of where I work, but just in general. I'm a generally positive person,
Right,
and I like to be the reason that someone smiles today. It's so cliche, but it's so true.
Yeah, because you can turn around. People can come in like, well, you're at the resort, and they're mad. The traffic's been bad. Kids were doing this. The oil lights on.
Yep.
We're in trouble. And so they, and what do you do? How do you diffuse that? And to me, that's just how life is.
Yeah.
Now we're married. I mean, we're not married.
Congratulations!
Small town. Okay, no.
And then Megan had to come between us.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You're right. And see, now you're setting me up. I almost did a bill a month ago. I'm not going to say anything.
This is a safe space.
Oh, my God. It was a good line. You people would have half of you would have liked it, the other half would never watch again. So just imagine what I could have said there. But
Imagine.
yeah, we have to know how far we can go and say these things. Now you are young. You are single at the moment.
Yeah.
I see no rings on you.
Correct.
All right, ring around the collar. Yeah. So yeah, but it's interesting because it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective, And people who are married, and now Dee Dee and I, our relationship is good. I see some marriages where they like to jab each other, but sometimes it's like.
It goes beyond the joking
the
to
line?
It bothers me. I really, I don't
line.
Like it. Yeah, and I don't like that because it makes me uncomfortable. And also, I've always thought, how horrible would it be if I said something horrible and something bad happened?
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you ever said to that person that you love more than anything.
Yeah.
So I'm always very cautious about that. Now, people I don't like, I'll say whatever. It doesn't make me good.
Take it or leave it.
Take some summer clothes, you'll need them.
That's a good one.
I like that. I'll use that one.
Have the day you deserve. I've never said that at work. I will never say that at work. But that's crossed my mind. And up here.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what now, that was kind of fun about COVID. If it could be fun, we made it fun because we were at a place where we had to wear masks, And it's very interesting because, whenever you encounter, and back then, way back in 2020, that's a long time ago.
I know.
It feels like a lifetime.
But, there were some people who would come to SDC. And they were mad about the thing, and it's so stupid. You don't have to get a vaccination, you don't have to wear a mask, and I'm going to, rah, 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 rah.
Yep.
You got a mask on, so you could just mouth anything you wanted to. I don't care.
No one can read lips right now
Well,
anyway.
And I can imagine some of the things that you say to yourself when you're doing the scarecrow.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And that's what I like about my characters, because each one is different, and they approach things differently. But the scarecrow, oh my gosh. and you have to be cautious. I've got a mask on, full, in case you've never seen him. He's got a full mask on, and he looks like a scarecrow.
Yep.
Okay? And the eyes, I've got a black material that you can see through, but it's a little on the thicker side, so I really have to be cautious. I never, ever truly don't want to scare small children.
No.
Because at one time we had a lot of scarecrows throughout the park. So if you scare them right off the bat when they walk in, because that's where I am.
They're going to go home.
Every scarecrow is going to be a scarecrow.
He's going to
It's
get me.
scary.
Oh, yeah, he will get me. And we don't want that. Yeah, teenagers, get him.
Get 'em.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
But you have to watch that, if there's a small child somewhere nearby. Also, older people, or someone who has hot coffee with no lid.
Yeah.
There you go, burn. Things like that.
Or the words that they might choose when they react. I was thinking of.
See, now that's not on me.
No. But
I love that because when I can
funny.
make your grandmother say the F-bomb.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I've done my job.
Success.
We had a couple when we were watching him. Oh, yeah.
We were there one day, and I actually no, I showed up just after.
You showed.
Just
We were
after.
so hoping. We were waiting for her to come in the park when I was filming you doing the scarecrow. And you stopped like 5 minutes before she got there. We were like, oh, man.
No, we need this.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh, yeah, that's great.
There were some we had to leave out that day.
Oh,
Yeah.
You made that one. That was all you.
And
But
that is a daily thing.
it was funny.
But you've got to watch for things. Older, they're having trouble walking around. Are they going to get scared? If you see sutures, do not do it.
Yeah.
I mean, because,
Yeah.
they just had open heart surgery.
Yeah.
Holy sauce, and when they're coming on me. So, yeah, I was like, he's the one who did. Scared him to death. So, yeah, it's just wonderful. Now, also the thing, getting back to the mask, I remember when they said, no more masks, you don't have to wear the mask. We had to be retrained, many people,
Yeah.
to smile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because you were
interesting.
at the park for how
Yeah.
many years?
I was there for 3, but I've been.
Felt like 30.
I know. It's.
Time flies.
But yeah.
Well, and then I was still doing a bunch of guest stuff,
For sure.
and preaching and stuff.
And
So
that the whole thing is smile. Hi, folks. How
Yeah.
you doing? Well, come on in. We're having a great time. Well, it's right over there, And so when you got this on, you okay, I can relax. I don't have to do
Eyes
this.
and the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right.
Got to remember
Yeah,
this half.
Yeah, we had to remember to learn to smile again. So it's been very interesting. It's been a growing, like we've been talking about. All this is about life and growing. I love that.
It all comes back to it.
So I do want to catch a couple viewer questions too
Yeah,
that were on here.
There we go. Number one.
So many things. Favorite attraction in Branson?
Favorite attraction? Oh,
I know that's going to be tough because
no, the supper table. Oh my gosh, I love to eat.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yes.
too.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Favorite attraction? That's very interesting because, that's what we're known for. It's Branson, Missouri, attractions in general.
One after the other.
I just think that Branson is an attraction
Mm-hmm.
because it's multifaceted. There's all these little things that make it what it is.
Yeah.
We have evolved over the years. Whenever we started out here, we were known for the Great Lakes and also the shows.
Yep.
We were the country music show capital of the world. More seats than New York City.
Yeah, more than Broadway.
I didn't know that.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, at one point. Yeah.
yeah. And so it was very interesting. So, and I see now how we've had to evolve because when I first started back in 1980, we had the grandmas and grandpas, and they had the kids, and then they started all growing up. Now, all those grandmas and grandpas that I knew are now deceased.
Yeah.
Seriously, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Every year, because I send out a bunch of Christmas cards, I'll get something. I don't know that address. I wonder who this is. Dear Mr. Sanders, my mom and dad used to love and see you. Dad's in a rest home, but mom passed away last November. She loved you. We found all these things, blah, 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 blah. And so we, as Branson, we are trying to attract a new generation, or generations plural.
Yeah.
And what used to, when you go down that 2-lane road, when I started 2 lanes, and the side
2
roads went to a dead end. There were no back roads back then. The side roads that went down, then you had to come back.
Turn around.
And so now, and trying to get to Silver Dollar, 6 hours in traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going slow. Okay, slow.
Well,
I'm
if you're trying to
happy
go
to-
Silver Dollar City on 76, you're going the wrong way.
I'm happy I come from the other direction.
Smart. So now I see all these things along the strip geared for families, kids. And how wonderful, because we have to have that forethought to say we want us to still be thriving in the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years. We've got to do that. Otherwise, we will be a thing of the past. And it bothers me when Branson's dead. Oh my gosh, it's all nothing. No. This
Where are you getting your news?
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, we are ending now our spring break time. Spring break is a big thing,
Yes.
and we love spring break. It's great, as we get to open up Silver Dollar. Not everything is open there because it's spring break. Focus on the rides, great food, blah 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 blah. So it's wonderful. But I like that. I think it's a good thing that we are trying to grow. I personally would like to see more of the former big stars to come back here. So like when we had Roy Clark. And we had all the Johnny
Ray
Cash,
Stevens, and
all those people. Yes, I would like for them. But there was a stigma a long time ago that if you go to Branson, you go to die. All the big stars said that, and so that stigma that needs to go away because what we've learned now lately. One of my bosses, Johnny Moore's Thunder Ridge.
Yeah.
He's bringing back all these names, and I was like, oh my gosh!
It's a
And they're coming
huge
here,
names.
and those people are seeing that they are packing out and making bank. And I think it tells them that we are still viable. Are you going to be here for a long-term duration like Roy used to because he had built his own theater, Andy Williams? No, but if you can come here for a weekend, 2 weekends in a row, or sometimes throughout the season, boom, let's do it. So let's generate that idea or get that thought going. Come back and see this weekend. Like last year, Dee Dee and I went and saw the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I remember
awesome.
when they came, it was like, whoa, they're coming here.
Here? Ridgedale, Missouri? Like,
Yep.
And it was all fluke because it was someone owed someone a favor, and it's like here's our schedule. It's not on there. We've got this time. We're going to do this.
it worked out.
And it really worked out. So very, very funny. So, but you never know.
Yeah.
I like seeing how all the more family-focused traditions in Branson, or family-focused attractions in Branson, will then hopefully create traditions
Well,
down
and
the
there's-
road too.
Yeah,
It's-
absolutely.
Yeah.
The first time I came through Branson was, 2004.
Oh my gosh! First time.
First time. My mother who moved out here, we were actually moving from California to Florida.
Oh
So
my
we drove,
gosh.
spent a few days here. So yeah, I miss a lot of the early Branson, but even then, it was still mostly shows. And I remember go-kart tracks and
Mini golf.
mini golf.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah.
Big time.
So, but that was pretty much what I remember. And now you've got so many other things. Even my part-time job over at the Escape Code, an escape room. I wouldn't have even thought of that before. And there's just so much to do.
Yeah, there really is. Down on the corner at downtown Branson and 76th the Big Hill, we have, I forget the name, like the game place or something about games.
Oh, yeah.
the Dyson Dime?
The Dyson Dime, the
Dyson
Boardwalk
Dime.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Holy sauce.
Yeah.
Dee Dee and I just drove by there a while ago.
Yeah.
And oh my
They
goodness.
packed the place
busy.
out.
Place out, yes, it's families, and they're
Yep.
playing games, they're doing things together. They're not all sitting there doing this. Which
Yeah.
this
Oh,
this bothers me.
And they're
It's
meeting
such a
with each-
neat. We don't get there as often as we would like,
Right.
I don't
but
either.
it's like 5,000 board games in the place. You pay a cover charge and go in and play all you want.
Yeah.
And they also have food there. It's really this is very clever. Someone was thinking outside the box, but also how can we get families together again
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
games, because we grew up games, okay?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's wonderful. That's what we need more of, I think. Though, that someone to think about that. You know.
Yeah, that's one of the places that when people ask me, well, what's to do? That's one of the places I point them to.
I
Go check
noticed-
that out.
This is another really specific example, but I have seen it on my past couple trips on the Branson Scenic Railway that, like, you can go and enjoy all the scenery, which is my favorite part. But last time I sat perpendicular from a family who brought a deck of cards, and they were taking in the scenery, having a great time, but there were no phones out. They were just playing and playing
that's
cards and
great.
talking. And I was like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. You know, at Christmas time, I mentioned that I was Clarence Peabody with Santa Claus, and I know
She's singing Christmas carols.
not even July yet.
And what bothers me is they're in line. These people have been in line for a long time to see Santa because he's very popular
Yeah.
at Christmas time still, which is great. They're usually in a very nice wagon or a little buggy, you know. And what I've seen lately, and this bothers me a lot. The kid has one of these little devices, and they've been doing this, and this, and they finally get up after like maybe 2 hours.
Could be a
Yeah.
while.
And they go, okay, come on, Jamie, come on, let's go. I don't want to.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, and the family, well, are you sure, Jamie? You know, okay, all right, well, thanks anyway, bye, Santa. And the kid doesn't even look at Santa. And you waited for 2 hours. You wasted 2 hours.
2 hours.
There comes a time when you got to say, okay, here's our time limit on this.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, now we're getting closer to Santa, so hand me this. Okay, good job. Now get ready. Okay, get your hair right. Now what are you going to, you know, it
Yeah.
gives you that quality family time.
Yeah.
Now that's a long duration, so give them something because kids' attention span.
Yep.
But whenever that child dictates what they're going to do and whether you've wasted 2 hours that you could have been doing something else.
Yeah.
Like, we did this
anything.
for you.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so that, yeah, it's interesting because you know, we as kids we stand up straight, you know, blah blah blah. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Good question.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. Be sure to share them in the comments below, or you can contact me. There's information in the description that has my email address, fan pages, information about merchandise, and so much more. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and if you haven't already, hit the button right up there to subscribe. And in fact, if you did enjoy this, I've even got another video for you right here. And also about these wonderful people here, those are my YouTube members and my patrons, the ones whose financial support makes this possible. I couldn't do it without them. If you want to know more about that and the perks that come with it, well, be sure to check the description. There's a link right down there. Thank you so incredibly much. God bless.